Welcome back, YouTube. I've stated in a couple of videos that I will look for a couple, well really three indicators to indicate Dogecoin's short-term and long-term future. A couple of these things happened this weekend. One of them was Elon Musk going on to SNL and also his immediate announcement to fund his space mission with Dogecoin. The long-term measuring stick would be utility, but the two short terms are the ones that I'm going to discuss in today's video. I've seen a few people sell or panic sell or become discouraged because Elon called Doge a hustle. In my opinion, it was incredibly foolish for anyone to sell based off of that one line, and most of the articles that were written were completely out of context. Most of what Elon said was completely positive and in Dogecoin's favor. More importantly, he even said that it would take over the world. However, I do understand that depending on where you're from, hustle can mean different things. So was Elon's yell of Dogecoin to the moon, was that foreshadowing? And what's the future for Dogecoin? If you follow my channel, then you'll know that the dip that happened this weekend aligned perfectly with what I said would happen in my last video. So I hope you use this opportunity to buy additional coins. Let's talk about it. I have to pick up with where I left off in my last video by discussing floors. I discussed two floors that I had been able to identify in my last video. I'll insert a clip here from the last video to give you like a brief explanation. And you're going to be able to see that around 30 cent and the high 30s, like 38 to around 40 cent, you're going to see that the resistance is strong and you're going to see a floor. Those are going to be what I consider strong floors and good buying points for like corrections and things like that moving forward for now. I explained that we had strong resistance on the first floor between high 38 and the lower 40s. This was proven to be accurate over the weekend because we pretty much hit that small range I was talking about and bounced back up. I'm pointing this out because I know that a lot of you are new investors, and I'm not psychic, but when you're able to read a chart, it'll save you a lot of headache. Being able to read a chart and identify floors is one of the most important things that you can learn how to do with investing in any market. It'll save you a lot of the trouble as far as for panic sells or buying into what articles are reporting. History tends to repeat itself, and you have the ability to gather information based off of facts. And that's pretty much why I wanted to identify the floors in my last video, because I had a feeling that we were either going to go vertical or we're going to crash down. And it turns out that we crashed down, and that was the reason why I identified the floors. And I wanted to point this out because I know a lot of people are new investors, and you have to identify those floors because those are typically buying opportunities, and that's really easy money. Moving on to Elon on the SNL performance, I believe this was not a diss, and I believe it was an incredible thing for Dogecoin. And I actually believe that it was a very well thought out play. I can understand where people can decipher like, okay, well, because it was SNL and technically it's like comedy, was he serious or was he not serious? And I believe in a nutshell, this was actually like the perfect audience for him to relay a message, but without being pinpointed for like market manipulation or anything like that. Elon saying that Dogecoin is eventually going to take over the world and, you know, Dogecoin to the moon, and then almost immediately announcing that he's going to fund his SpaceX mission completely with Dogecoin. This was not a coincidence. And I believe that this skit was more so a mockery to typically the corporate America saying like, okay, like what is Dogecoin? What is Dogecoin? And then Elon pretty much was in on it as far as like being like a crypto expert or like a stock expert, saying like, oh, well, it's a hustle pretty much. And I believe this was more so of a mockery versus like obviously his actual feelings, because we eventually got confirmation of him funding like his next mission with Dogecoin. So I think this is more so apparent now, but it did trigger a panic sell while this was happening. I hope that as the next year unravels and we get closer to the launch date, that a lot of the investors that are actually here for like the long term and the ones that have like diamond hands, they pretty much learn from this experience. A, to identify floors, and B, to buy the dips. and also to know that media manipulation can play a big role as far as for the price of any like crypto or share. In the short term, emotions control the market. A rumor, the wrong perception, any type of like bad press, or simply media outlets writing whatever they want can affect the price of any company, not just crypto. I say this because I believe that Elon is going to do a number of appearances on like different shows and different events for Dogecoin leading up to the launch. So it's very likely that we may have several opportunities to buy Dogecoin at discounted prices. I look at this no differently than a book author or an entertainer going on tour to promote their upcoming project. I believe that pretty much like Elon we may have a good opportunity here for Elon to pretty much go on tour to like different shows, different like talk shows and things like that, and mention Dogecoin as he's promoting his or doing like press release for his new space launch. I've mentioned in older videos that I wouldn't sell a coin prior to Elon going to the moon, just because I believe that is the greatest opportunity we have for a spike. Prior to that day, I'm going to accumulate as many coins as possible. I strongly believe that Elon will do something with Dogecoin besides just pay for it with Dogecoin. I believe that's huge within itself. I don't know if the rocket itself is going to have Dogecoin on it, or maybe there'll be a flag put up with the Dogecoin on it, something along those lines. I believe this is an opportunity for Dogecoin to get international free press. The last time we were on the moon was 1972. 2022 will be exactly 50 years from my last appearance or like a spacewalk on the moon, which I also believe is really strategic. But I believe that with this historic moment, and people like that are in my generation, they were born in like the 90s, we didn't have an opportunity to witness these types of things, and now we have like technology being available. I'm sure we'll probably have, if they're able to like broadcast live, I'm pretty sure they'll be on like a lot of the news stations, and this will be like a great, like huge like press run, I want to say, because this will pretty much be bigger than just like America or a lot of the major markets. This will be like a historic event as far as for being like featured on like different newspapers around the world. Different news stations is going to be translating different languages, and I believe that the early investors are going to see great rewards around this time and on that day in particular. With that being said, I don't care about the panic sells. I don't care if Dogecoin went down to 10 cents. I'll be skipping around and buying stuff like a kid at Disney World. I actually was cheering for it to break through the first floor and hit the second floor I was speaking about around 30 cents. That would be incredible for me, because I was like, hey, the lower it goes, the more I can get. So I wasn't like they're panic selling and I'm panic buying, because I want to buy as much as possible before it goes back up. There are very few things that I love more than a coin that has made me 1,400% go on sale again. I believe that Elon's still our guy, and I also believe that when he goes to the moon, he's going to take a lot of our portfolios with him. I'm releasing this to my community and people that swing by and like watch the channel occasionally. Doge will be fine. All crypto is correct and have sell-offs. It's nothing uncommon. There's no reason for like the negative posts and all the articles and the blatant and passive aggressive attacks and stuff like that. For me, I will never understand how people get upset with a stock that drops by 20% off of 600% rally. Please don't be the people that buy high and sell low. If you're not a trader, please stop and watch the video I made on diamond hands. It'll explain a lot to you as far as for how you can make money by simply holding. I see a lot of your messages, but there's really nothing I can do if you bought at 60 cents, sold at 40 and bought back in at 50. Like it's really that's out of my hands. There's no way to correct that. I made an entire video on diamond hands, and that's what I want to accomplish here with this channel, is present you with facts and charts. And ultimately, the reason I'm glad that the floor worked out is that so I can prove to you that identifying floors can work to your favor like immensely, and it'll eliminate a lot of that panic. And this is what I want to accomplish with this channel by presenting you with facts and history, so that you can not just invest blindly, but you can invest confidently. That's what I want for each of you. While everyone else is panicking, I want you guys to be working your plan. That's my review and my thoughts on Elon Musk's appearance on SNL and what I think is going to happen as far as with the space launch. If you have diamond hands, please consider subscribing and hitting the like button for this video. It helps the YouTube share the video with other people. It helps the channel grow. We're over 21,000 now, so I appreciate all of you. I'm going to shoot for 50,000 by July. So I appreciate all the sharing and the love you guys have been showing. I'm going to be going live and doing more things as far as to engage with you. So please follow me on Instagram as well. I am David Mitchell Jr. Twitter, JR David Mitchell. I'm going to put the links in my description as well as on the video. I appreciate all of you and thank you. Until next time.